is Dr. Madalene Chan, and we are in for another exciting episode of the journey of transformation, which is the evolution of the soul, which I am broadcasting fabulously on the amazing platform of Dr. Jacqueline's Cabet's US Global TV and radio. I'm super excited to share about episode 8 on the talking heads for the journey of the transformation, which is the evolution of the soul. Right. So from last week, we were talking about the beginning parts of the evolution of the soul. Basically, let me just retrace back a little bit. Okay, we have our heart, our human heart. Okay, so we are currently now here, my flesh, all this bones, our flesh and bones is what we call our garment, our current embodiment, embodiment, embodiment. Okay, so there we have our heart. There we have what we call our chakras, which is our energy wheels. And our chakras are connected to our embodiment. And obviously, if you tune into Dr. Carolyn Heward, about her analyzation of the chakra, psychology of the chakra, she'll be able to tell you it in full detail. And you will find her on the Thinkific platform, on USA Global TV and radio, on the educational platform as well. Anyway, I'm just going to browse, kind of mention a little bit about it, but not in depth. So basically, we have our current embodiment. Then we have our chakras. Our chakras are there to make sure that we keep our immune system, we keep a healthy mind, happy heart, healthy mind, healthy heart, and just to make sure that we're functioning as a human being. Now, we also have within our embodiment, we have what we call an energy field. So think of ourselves with the dense body, which is the physical embodiment. Then we have what you call the light astral body. The light astral body is what, when we manifest our dreams and our desires, it comes from our light body. It comes from our higher consciousness, and with our heart. Now, within our light body, we have what we call another electronic heart. And this electronic heart there is where the soul is in our light body. So it's there in the light body where we have another form of chakras. So we need the chakras in the physical embodiment, then we need the chakras in the light body to be balanced and harmonized. So basically, what I'm going to talk to you about is the evolution of the soul. So I'm not necessarily what I'm talking about is your light body coming down, or meeting your physical body to then become a light human being, a beingness of light, right? So this is what I wanted to talk about. And when we start to work with the soul, it is the soul within our light body. So we are creator light beings, born on this earth to draw forth to come through our individual God, goddess power, our higher consciousness meeting our human consciousness and being at a perfect balance so that we can live from the inside out, living from the inside out, meaning that you no longer look for verification on the outside. You no longer look at people, certain situations where people make decisions for you. You begin to adapt to your own way, your own mechanism, your own decision making. Instead of looking at something on the outside reality, you start to look in and project out. So that's part of when you're doing soul talking, soul searching. That's what it basically means. Soul talking, soul searching, soul listening, even, is when you switch off from the outer reality to make a decision. You do not base your decisions anymore on somebody else deciding for you. You have to take responsibility for your actions, your words, even because you have to do this so that you do not go into blame, because blame, gossip, blame, condemnation, criticism are the worst lower human vibrations that was manifested, yes, manifested by us all as a human collective consciousness in the 3D reality, in the illusion. But remember, we're not here to blame. We cannot blame 3D for what all happened, because we are, each and every one of us are responsible for what happened in 3D. We fell. Basically, let's retrace back eons ago. And we were these light beings, we were these creator beings, we were manifesting, and we were like individualized presence of God, of the universe. We were part of that. We were seed of that, right? We were very powerful, being able to manifest anything we desired and required. And there was no such thing as destruction. So we fell. And because we fell so far that there was no recovery. The only way we were to recover was to go and experience the depths of 3D and all it means: limitation, competition, survival, one-upmanship, that type of thing. So we've got to just, we had to do that. We had to go on this down spiral, but it had to happen. It had to happen because we fell too far to be recovered. Therefore, we had to go on a different journey, and we had to take the whole journey of the 3D. When 2020 arrived, it was the age of the soul, the age of Aquarius. In 2012, and that basically means is that it's the era of the heart, rather than separation, rather than ego. So it was so 2020 is the era where the age of Aquarius commenced. Now, previously to that, in 2012, a lot of people were awakened in 2012, in December 22nd, 2012. And that is when when it was taken the decision that we are going to go into the golden age. And that's when it began spiritually for Mother Earth. And only people that were awakened at that time and ready for the truth and ready to discover who they are, they had to study. I am one of these people. I got a visitation, actually. That's how I woke up to my soul and how I understood about the golden age. I was living in a flat in Mjar with my two cats, Akari and Larima, and it was a beautiful sunny day, actually. It was lovely. Outside it was anyway, and I just felt quite dizzy, so I kind of had to rest. So I relaxed on the couch. I lived by myself. Larima was near me on a nice couch. He was just like relaxing. He loved to relax. And then all of a sudden, I felt really dizzy. So I laid back, and the next minute, I saw these like golden diamonds sparkling all in front of me. I mean, loads. I mean, absolutely loads. The room was literally full of these sparkling gold dust, really. Next minute, I felt as if I was being pushed back, and I felt these arms, like as I was pushed back, these arms came around me, and they gave me such a beautiful embrace. And it was a cosmic being. It was a golden cosmic being saying, "Do not be afraid, little one." They called me the little one. You're home now. It's time to take the journey back home. And I thought, well, I am at home. And they said, and that's it. That's all I felt. But I felt so much peace, so much love. I felt as if I was lifted from the earth, from the gravity of the earth. I felt I was lifted, and I was rising with this cosmic being, a beautiful golden cosmic being. And then my journey began with having to learn how to recognize and be aware of how 3D affects our life and affects with our what we manifest as well. So I had to learn to understand about divine love. So I did 7 years of learning about what divine love is, soul language, soul listening. I mean, previous to that, I had to go through many lessons. The lessons of betrayal, the lessons of greed, the lessons of abuse, the lessons, many lessons. And I had to look at these lessons at that time when I started to wake up as an opportunity to grow. Although at the time of the lessons, I didn't think that, and that's understandable because you're going through the emotions, you're going through the events, you're going through the people, you're going through the hurt, you're going through the betrayal, you're going through all of the lower emotions. But when you step away, you realize that they are there in order for you to clear. You need to clear. So if you think about, we have our house, okay, the outside of our house, right? Our body, the inside of our house, that we don't really invite lots of people to go into our house. But when we do, it needs to be cleaned. And therefore, I look at it like this way, that we have to clean inside our house, because they say that our environment, the way that we live is the way that we apply in our life. It's the same as our body, right? So we need to clear the inside. So I started to do purging, where you start to take every lesson and you start to look at it and observe it. And forgiveness. Forgiveness is the most important lesson of all on this earth. The lesson of forgiveness. You have to have the lesson of forgiveness. You have to forgive, because then you're not tied to the energy anymore. Remember last week, for those that you're watching and for those that weren't, basically it's about how we are energy and how we think what we feel what we think, and we attract that. And if we still have unfinished business, unfinished emotions, unfinished, just unfinished, then we need to forgive. Forgiveness will set us free. By that way, I mean that if you forgive, then you set yourself free. You are no longer a discordant energy cord to the person, to the person that you are connected heavily with, that act of what they committed. You need to forgive. That doesn't mean to say what they did was right. Oh, no. You forgive to cut the cords away from you. Now, you don't have to go up to the person and say, oh yeah, forgive me, please, forgive me. You can do something even more meaningful, even more powerful. Because let's say you go up to the person and you say, can you forgive me? Let's say there's something going in their field or within their mind, or they're occupied with a certain event that happened or something. And depending on how they're feeling will be depending how they will be in tune with your energy of asking for forgiveness. So that's another thing. The way that, sometimes you can ask for forgiveness. And sometimes they'll say, oh yeah, I forgive you. But you know what? Maybe they haven't. Maybe they've said it. They've forgiven you. Yeah? Maybe. So remember when I said last week that our minds has as like a whole universe. It's so powerful. It's immensely powerful, and we can manifest from our minds and our feeling body. So let's say that person has said to you right in front of you, said, yeah, I forgive you. Come on, you know, we all make mistakes. I forgive you. But in their mind, in their thoughts, they haven't. What happens? What happens? It means that as far as 3D, you've been forgiven. But remember, we are here to clear things. We are here to clear our karma. We are here to clear lessons. We are here to awaken and be aware of the lessons. We are here to forgive each other. It doesn't matter how much, if you really got that intention behind it and you say, yeah, I forgive you, then that person, the other person, will feel lifted. In fact, you both will feel lifted, because the cord, the discordant cord, has now disappeared. It served its purpose. Now, there's another part that we have to look at. Every discordant energy, vibration field, needs to be looked at and cleared, because energy never dies. Energy is almost transformed, transmuted, alchemized to change into another form of energy that's going to be used somewhere else in the universe. So that's why we have to clear. So we are now in the age of the 7th golden age, the era of the soul. We are here to clear our mind, bodies, spirit. We are here to reach our high potential in manifesting all we desire and require, in helping one another to connect as a human collective consciousness to Mother Earth, right? So we're here for that. We are here to experience our superpowers in a constructive way. We are here to clear the cellular memory within our DNA of we've been here eons. We've been here. So we need to clear things. So right now, what's happening with the energy is that everything is coming up. It doesn't necessarily you get the reason why it's coming up, meaning what caused it. You just get the impact of the feeling. So that's why you're going to find that the evolution of the soul on a human collective consciousness is about everyone being responsible, being aware, and working on themselves. It's not for us to push someone in one direction. It's not. They will gravitate to you anyway. Remember, I said last week, you have to ask permission to help an individual. It has to come from them, because if they are not ready for this high vibration words, language, soul language, it could be quite detrimental, and it could set them back and set you back, because you were the one that instigated it, really. So we just have to, it's difficult. It's difficult. So, but at the same time, we've got to know that Mother Earth, spiritually, she's already in 5D. Now she wants to move her body there, and that's why we're getting wake up, shake up time, wake up, shake up, and boy, are we getting wake up, shake up. You're going to find yourself just having certain moods, certain like really down lows, and then really happiness, just a joy that's just so elevated, and you're thinking, where's this coming from? Oh my gosh, where is this coming from? And that is your soul, your heart speaking to you. So we have to, the era of the ego is slowly coming away. We are changing clothes. It's a new season. It's actually it's like a fashion, you know. They have different styles for each season. So a new season has commenced, but it's not even just a season. It's a new era. This is the 7th golden age. Yeah. There's been other golden ages here on Earth. So this is the last golden age for Earth. She will no longer be in a 3D reality. But it's going to take time. Everything takes time. And 3D was here, and it still is here. There's still a purpose, a mean, and a passion in order to awaken us all, so that we need to now connect and like ascend to our Mother Earth. She's a planetary being. And I know that you'll be people thinking, oh, she's sweet, meaning me. Oh, she's sweet. She's like, in fact, somebody said to me, I got to tell you, said, Maddie, because they call me Maddie, my friends. They said, Maddie, you're such a nice person. You've got such a good heart, but you look at life as if it's a fairy tale. And yeah, maybe in that way. Yeah, maybe I had to do that. And because I see the beauty, I see the strength, I see the compassion, I see the realness, I see people, a person's truth by being like this. I mean, don't get me wrong, I can be quite assertive and quite strong and warrior if I have to be. And that's if there's nonsense around me. If there's nonsense around me, then I am strong and stern, but not judgmental. Not judgmental. You can still be assertive, but not judgmental. You can still help and listen, but not bring a solution. Which, you know, from the elevated listening. So there's a lot of things happening in this world that's been elevated. Elevated listening, very important. Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck, Dr. Jacqueline really is the mission leader on a grand global level of elevated listening. In fact, I never thought about it in that way. I've always looked at the heart, vibration, energy, and the mind. But I never thought actually of the clairaudience. I never thought of the listening, the elevated listening. And it's a key. It's absolutely a key in every way to the evolution of the soul. So remember that forgiveness is just not about asking for the forgiveness. It's about really feeling the intention of wanting to be forgiven by the person who you want them to forgive you, or that they're wanting you to ask for forgiveness. Because we can say things, but our thoughts is the first thing that is manifested before our speaking. Isn't that powerful? Isn't that powerful? And you will know when you've been forgiven, when you feel your heart expand. You'll feel lighter. You'll feel, I don't know why, but I feel like something's lifted. And you will know that that person, their heart has truly forgiven you. Because if you don't feel that and you still feel that heaviness with that person when you are around them or when you're communicating, then in earnest truth, in honest truth, the act has not been forgiven by both parties yet. One, that's why you need to not only ask for forgiveness to the person, the actual person. If you can't find it in your heart to forgive, then call on your angels. Call on them. Call on them to forgive. Or if you're more practical, like I am sometimes, do it yourself. And by that, I mean, think about the act, close your eyes, think about that person, think about you, think about this ribbon, this cord that's really like frayed between you both. And suddenly take a big pair of scissors and cut and say, I truly forgive you. I truly forgive you because I am who I am. That's powerful. Close your eyes. Picture that person you want to forgive. Take the cosmic scissors, cut it. And as you cut it, say, I truly forgive you because I am that I am. And you will feel lighter. You will feel lifted. That person who's connected energetically to you will feel at the same time lifted. So you can't just rely on asking for forgiveness just by that person forgiving you. Yeah, it helps tremendously. But come on, we are now here to clear the human fog. And we've got a lot of it. And we need to start clearing it. And the way we have to do that is to be aware of our thoughts and not add destructive thoughts anymore. It's a process. It takes a lot of time. That's why you have to be present in the now, in the moment, in the gift of the now. Because only then you will know and you will be able to monitor what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're seeing, what you're hearing, what you're listening to in the now moment. You have power in the now moment. In the now moment, there's no room for ego. If you're truly in the now moment, connected to your heart, there's no room for ego. So that's what it's really important. The forgiveness, evolution of the soul is not just about the way that we've been told how we have to forgive. Beloved hearts, we have to begin to commence with the act of forgiveness on an energetic level in order to clear our energy fields. Remember, this earth, there's pollution, right? Which is our acts, that is of the seen. But there is the unseen, which is our manifested thoughts that did not come into beingness in our life. But what it did was, it was a destructive thought. So it kind of goes and adds and multiplies and expands to the fog, to the smog. The smog. Think of let's say in the industrial, a big mill, and they've got all this grey smoke coming out that's just little polluting. That, dear hearts, is our thoughts. Can you imagine? Oh, poor Mother Earth. She's just so choked with it. She's choked. What have we done with her? What have we done to her? But you know, she loves us. Mother Earth loves us. And that's why she wants us to grow with her and heal her. And her healing is our healing. So we have to begin to a new way. And this is transcending from a 3D reality to a 5D living. So even though we're living on this earth, we are not part of it because we're living from a 5D existence reality, which is light, love, abundance, constructive, power, manifestation. So desiring and requiring all that we wish to manifest. But before all that, forgiveness is the one act that we as human collective consciousness have not grasped yet. I want to thank you so much for allowing me to share what I feel, think, and about my professionalism, because honestly, I didn't have a clue what I was going to say. I knew it was about evolution of the soul, but I just feel it. And I'm here to help you, to guide you. But the guru is in your heart, but you need to know how to connect to your heart to commence the evolution of the soul in order to impact human collective consciousness, to bring us up to being creator beings, because that's who we are. So remember. So I will see you next week. So I want to just say thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Jacqueline, for the amazing platform of USA Global TV and Radio. And woohoo! I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.